What's up, y'all? This is Big Pat and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing abs. I'm gonna start with the incline leg raises. Right now I think I'm at a 45-degree angle, but if you want to make it easier, you could make it flatter. Really hard exercise to do when you're starting, but with practice you just get used to it and it becomes easier and easier. So don't quit. Now this is another angle I'm showing you right here, and this is to hit your obliques. So you want to lift your legs up at an angle instead of just going straight up, and that way you hit your transverse abdominal muscles and your internal obliques. Those are the muscles on the sides of your six-pack. Work out these muscles, it makes for better contrast on the sides, and so it makes your abs pop out more. So don't forget to twist. Now what I just did was kind of challenging. If you want to make this a little easier, you could do this variation where you bend at the knees and then you lift your legs up to the ceiling. And that way it feels a lot easier, but you're still getting a good workout out of this motion, just as long as your butt comes off of the bench. Now, if you want to make the leg raises much harder, you could do what you call a dragonfly. Now the dragonfly is different from what I just did because my butt never touches the bench. So when you do this motion, you feel your abs all the time. It's like your abs aren't getting any kind of rest. This is for the more advanced exerciser. All right, so when you get really good at this, you'll be able to do that, but it just takes a little time. So this is the seated crunch with weights. This is a lot easier to do than the leg raises. This works out the upper part of your abs. And you could choose the weight that that you could actually do this with good form, meaning that you don't go all the way down to the bottom. You kind of stop halfway going down, and then you crunch up. Now this is even easier than doing this on the bench when you're lying flat on a mat. Now you choose a light weight at first, as always, and you lift your arm and you try to touch your toes with the weight that you have in your hand. Just remember to try to keep your shoulders up off the mat. Try to lift your shoulders up off the mat and a little bit your butt off the mat as well. That way you crunch your abdomen. Remember, the whole point of these exercises is to curl your trunk, all right, so that your ab muscles could contract. If you don't curl your trunk, your ab muscles are not working, and the only thing that's working are your arms and your legs. So remember that, try to get your butt off the mat and try to get your shoulders a little bit off the mat as well. All right. Now this exercise is also a variation of the crunch, and you're using a rope and you're using weights to curl your torso as well. So what I'm doing here is when I go down, I'm trying to curl my elbows to my knees. And when I go down, I'm exhaling. When I go up, I'm inhaling. So when you exhale, you're blowing air out of your abdomen. So that allows your abs to crunch even more. So it's really important to breathe when you do that. Right here, I'm working my internal obliques and my transverse abdominal muscles by crunching and twisting at the same time. Kind of sort of what I was doing at the bench earlier. Very good exercise. you really feel the burn of your upper abs with this exercise. Although sometimes you do feel your lower abs when you come up a little higher. Now, remember, you're not using your arms at all. You're using your abs to crunch. So, remember that. Now, this is twice as hard as when you're using the bench. This is, again, the leg raises. If this is really hard for you to do, just try to bring your knees up to your chest instead of trying to bring your ankles to your head. It'll do the same thing. It just won't be as intense. Now, again, if you want to work your transverse abdominal muscles and your obliques, just twist with this motion and you'll get it. So that's going to be the end of the workout. If you could do 2 sets of each exercise that I showed you here, you will really feel the burn at the end of this workout. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.